I used to think there was no excuse for cheating. I still believe that, mostly, but the night I confronted Melissa, the woman I had loved for 7 years, I realized her excuses so twisted, so absurd, they almost sound like they belong in some bad movie. It started with a phone call I wasn't supposed to hear. A Thursday night. Rain was hitting the living room window in a slow, steady rhythm, and I was on the couch half watching a basketball game. Melissa was in the bedroom, supposedly getting ready for bed, but her voice carried down the hall. At first, it was just laughter, light, breathless, the kind that used to be reserved for me. Then came the low tone, the drop in pitch, like a secret was being slid across the phone line. I muted the TV. "I miss you too," she said. "Tomorrow, same place." "I don't care. I'll tell him I'm working late." It was like being punched in the gut. I didn't storm in, didn't throw open the door. I sat there, listening, letting the reality seep into my bones. She hung up, padded into the living room, phone still in her hand. When she saw me watching her, something flickered in her eyes. Surprise first, then a quick, calculated, massive calm. "Hey," she said, smiling too easily, "you're up late." I didn't smile back. "Who was that?" Her eyes didn't even blink. "Just from work. She's having a rough night." "Try again," I said. Her jaw tightened, just enough to tell me she knew the game was up. She dropped her phone onto the coffee table and crossed her arms. "You've been looking for something to accuse me of for months, haven't you? Well, congratulations, you think you found it." I felt heat rising up my neck. "I heard you, Melissa. I heard everything. You told someone you'd see them tomorrow. You'd tell me you were working late. How do you explain that?" She didn't flinch. Instead, she sighed, like I was the unreasonable one here, and sat down across from me. "I wasn't cheating," she said slowly. "Not the way you think." "Not the way I think? You just told another man you miss him." "It's complicated," she said. "You don't understand the pressure I've been under, the loneliness. You've been so absent lately, even when you're here. I felt like I was disappearing in my own life. He made me feel seen again." I stared at her. "So your excuse is that I wasn't paying you enough attention?" Her lips curved into something between a smirk and a pout. "No, my excuse is that I did it for us." That's when I actually laughed, sharp, humorless. "For us? You slept with someone for us." She leaned forward, eyes intense. "He helps me in ways you can't right now. Money, connections. He offered to cover part of our mortgage while you're still paying off your debt. I thought if I kept him interested, he'd keep helping. I didn't want to be with him. Not really. It was just survival." I felt sick. "So you're saying you traded your fidelity for financial help?" Her voice rose. "I did what I had to do. You don't know what it's like carrying all this responsibility, watching the bills pile up, feeling like everything's going to collapse. If I have to sacrifice a little of myself to keep us afloat, why is that so different from you killing yourself at work?" I stood up, because I'm not sleeping with someone else to do it. Silence fell, thick and heavy. Rain hit the windows harder, as if the sky was trying to underline the absurdity of her words. Melissa's expression shifted, softened, almost pleading. "I love you, Alex. This derangement doesn't change that. It's just temporary, until we're stable. Then it'll be over, and you'll never have to think about it again." I shook my head slowly. "You think love survives that? You think I could just not think about it?" Her eyes glistened, but the tears never fell. "I thought you were strong enough to understand." That was the moment I realized her excuse wasn't about guilt. It was about control. She wanted me to accept it, to nod and agree that betrayal was just another tool in her relationship toolbox. I walked to the bedroom, grabbed a duffel bag, and started throwing clothes in. She followed me, voice sharp now. "You're seriously leaving over this? After everything I've done for you?" I paused in the doorway, bag over my shoulder. "You didn't do it for me, Melissa. You did it for yourself. And the fact that you can't even see that's why I'm leaving." I didn't slam the door. I just stepped out into the rain, letting it wash away whatever part of me still believed her. Her excuse still echoes in my head sometimes. How she claimed she betrayed me for us. It's the kind of lie that sounds almost noble. until you realize it's building the assumption that you're too blind or too desperate to walk away. I wasn't. Melissa's eyes narrowed when she realized I wasn't softening. Her voice dropped to that icy calm I'd only heard during our worst fights. "You think you're leaving me over this?" she said, crossing her arms. "You can't." I laughed without humor. "Can't. You walk out that door, Alex, and everything I've been keeping together for us falls apart. You think your credit's going to save you when the mortgage company comes calling? You think your boss won't hear about your little habit?" I froze. "What habit?" Her smile was slow, deliberate. "The one you swore you'd quit. The gambling. You slipped up last year, remember? Funny thing about secrets, they get heavier the longer you hide them. And I've been carrying that one for you." My stomach twisted. "That has nothing to do with—" "It has everything to do with this," she cut in. "I've been protecting you, Alex. Shielding you. You want to play the noble victim? Go ahead. But the moment you leave, I stop protecting you." I stared at her. The woman I thought I loved for 7 years wasn't just justifying cheating. She was holding my past like a weapon, aiming it right between my eyes. "That's your excuse?" I asked, my voice low. "You screwed someone else for us, and now you're threatening to burn me down if I won't stay?" Melissa's gaze didn't waver. "I'm not threatening. I'm reminding you what's at stake." The silence stretched so long, I could hear the rain sliding down the gutters outside. And then I did something that surprised even me. I smiled, not because anything was funny, but because I realized I didn't care anymore. "Do what you want," I said. "Tell them everything. Call my boss, call the bank, call the damn news if you need to. But you'll have to do it from your own house, with your own money and without me." I walked past her. She didn't move, didn't reach for me this time. Maybe she thought the threat was enough. Maybe she was still waiting for me to break. I didn't. The rain outside felt cold but clean. Her excuse, how she claimed she cheated for us, wasn't just a lie. It was a test, one she thought I'd fail. She forgot that the only thing more powerful than love is knowing when it's time to stop loving someone. I never looked back.